Alright, hello everybody, it's Rob here. Today I want to talk about the state of Druid for Season 2. There's been a lot of changes with the recent patch here for Diablo 4's Druid. Most notably, I guess, is that they nerfed crit chance and crit damage. But not only that, they also kept the aspect of rampaging werebeast, which was basically giving us up to 1000 critical strike damage. And now it's kept to 200%. So this is a big hit for Druid, no doubt. But there is actually a lot of stuff that makes up for majority of Druid builds. But the first build that is not being like buffed or made up for is the Bulwark. As many of you know, Bulwark with Barrier, low-life Bulwark in particular, I made many videos about it, has been one of the strongest, or probably the strongest build in Diablo 4, because it was working with a broken interaction where it was scaling off the enemy's health instead of your weapon damage. And this has now been fixed because it just was way out of line. It was literally like the higher Nightmare Dungeon you would go, the more DPS you would do, and it would basically one-shot everything, even in the highest of dungeons, because again, it was scaling off the monster damage. So Bulwark, I had built a planner here. I'm going to put all of these in the description, but this one is nerfed. You can probably still play it like in the open world on some basic stuff, because Bulwark itself still does okay-ish damage. It's just not going to deal hundreds of millions of damage anymore. There's some pretty decent packs for it, but yeah, overall it's nerfed already significant, I would say. Even though you have like some decent like attack speed bonuses from Ravenous for like your basic skills to reset Bulwark even faster, like a bunch of cooldown, a bunch of damage reduction additionally. But sadly with, well, or not really sadly, because it was necessary to do, but sadly for Bulwark, the build is not going to be an S tier build anymore. It's going to drop down quite a bit in the potential tier list that we're going to make here in the next days. The next one is one of the most favorite ones is basically the Werenado Druid. And I think this one, again the planner will be in the description, this one is going to be pretty strong. Because you can target farm Tempest Roar now at Uber Duriel. It's still gated behind Uber Duriel, which you probably want to fight like minimum level 90 or something. We don't know. So we have not played the patch, so this all might get tweaked a bit, but as of now it looks like a Tempest Roar and Duriel is still going to be rather endgame. But it's still the build enabling item for Werenado. But even though the aspect of Rampaging Werebeast has been kept to 200 and crit has been kept to 1.5 multiplier, Werenado is still going to remain very strong. And that's main reason is this new Paragon node that the Druid was already using. It's called Thunderstruck. Which, what this does now, storm skills. And you can see here, Tornado is a storm skill. Storm skills deal bonus damage equal to 50% of your total amount of close and distant damage bonuses. So you can pretty comfortably, it's gonna look weird, but what we are basically doing is we stack distant and close damage at the same time. And you can get about 150 on each. You have the territorial glyph and like a bunch of stuff here. That's gonna give you a bunch of close damage. You don't stack vulnerable on rings anymore. You just stack close and distant. And what you will get is about 150 close, and like let's say about 100, or let's just say like we go low, we say 100 close, 100 distant. And what this will do is going to give us 100 additive damage no matter where the target is. If it's far away or close to us, we're always going to have 100 additive. But what it's going to do for the Thunderstruck node that we have in our Paragon board, it's going to take this 100 distant and this 100 close, 200 combined, and 50% of that is going to be multiplicative now for your storm skills. So you're gonna have 200 times 0.5, that's 100% damage bonus. You're gonna get double damage just from Thunderstruck to your Tornado as a separate multiplier, which is one of the strongest Paragon nodes in the game again. So Werenado is not dead, guys. Werenado is still gonna be a very, very strong skill. In fact, I did some rough math, and it seems out to be even stronger than before they nerf the monsters. Because they said in order to compensate for the crit nerfs, you see we go from ×8 multiplier to 1.5. To compensate, they're gonna make the monsters weaker. But with all the buffs here, we have the Thunderstruck ×2, and this is potentially even like ×2.5 if you have like really min-max gear. And then you see like it's gonna become like 50% stronger in the end. But let's just say ×2 here, like you don't have perfect gear. You have the new pants, gonna give us a 1.4 multiplier with Unstoppable. You have the Pact APS here with Ravenous, another 80% attack speed, because we're gonna be unstoppable all the time. We have some pretty crazy combination here. But yeah, we're gonna get a 1.4 multiplier, 1.5 from the APS. We got the vulnerable one here for another 1.15, and we have extra cooldown, which is gonna give us better uptime. I just put this as a 1.1. But yeah, in the end, we're gonna get actually a higher multiplier together with the higher weapon damage, even if we don't use Overpower. Overpower is just neutral here. So we're gonna get 20% more damage base, and then they're gonna nerf the monsters. So this one is pretty strong. And we have like these crazy combinations on the Pact. So Ravenous is gonna give us attack speed based on our movement speed. We got a lot of movement speed from Ghostwalker. Ghostwalker needs Unstoppable. We're gonna get Unstoppable from our Grizzly Rage, which we can now, you see Unstoppable, which we can now cooldown, which we can now reduce with another Pact. And we also have the Metamorphosis, which also gives us Unstoppable and also gives us 50 primary resource whenever we just like use our dash in game. Like we dash like this, and we're basically gonna get resources. It's gonna be insane because we get 50 whenever we get Unstoppable, and we get Unstoppable on every dash or evade with Metamorphosis. And we have lucky hits here to just curse the targets, keep them vulnerable at all times with the play of the week, and also explode them for crazy damage whenever we have them cursed. So all this combination, it's not even factored in this DPS calculation. That's all gonna be on top. So yeah, really strong. And then we pretty much have some buffs to the Mad Wolf as well. Let's see, Wolf. Oh, we gotta go to the top, sorry guys. The Mad Wolf got actually, the poison damage has been replaced with base damage. And again, this one double dips with like basic poison skills. 140% of the normal value, and it's also gonna have maximum life, which is really good for your Fortify now, because your Fortify scales off your maximum life. And yeah, like this, we pretty much have the standard stuff here: Dire Werewolf, Rampaging Werbeast, Storm Chaser, Tornado, Auto Aim, Earth Key also applies to your Storm skills, Accelerating, Ghostwalker, New Pants, Retulation, Mad Wolf that's buffed, and Tempest Roar that we can get from Uber Duriel. So yeah, Werenado is looking very strong, guys. Like right now, I'm not even using any overpower, and it's already looking stronger than it was before, even after the crit and Rampaging Werbeast cap. It's still gonna be insane. And now we have like hopefully permanent Grizzly Rage with our pacts as well. And we can maybe even add some overpower if we min-max a bit more. Yeah, skill tree is looking like this. We don't use any basic skills, so we just have like Tornado here, fully maxed. Good stuff, Cyclone Armor, Bloodhole, Hurricane. Just the standard stuff here. Grizzly Rage, and then the Earthen Might. And yeah, this is still going to give us like a crazy crit. It's still going to give us a 1.5 multiplier on crit. However, as you notice, we do not stack crit damage. We only stack like basic crit chance because we don't have it all the time. And we get crazy amounts of attack speed here from all our Druids. And we stack close and distant damage again for our Paragon. Paragon, I think, is like decently unchanged. Like you get a couple of new buffs, of course, like the Thunderstroke. But overall, this is like pretty efficient pathing, as far as I remember. And Werenado is going to be looking pretty strong again. Link is going to be in the description. I also want to talk briefly about Shred Druid. This one potentially still has some bugs. As far as I remember, big shout out to McFluffin here. There's still certain bugs with it, where it's like still doing like way too much damage. This has been after the nerf. And I'm not 100% sure if this has been fixed now or not, but I hear reports from my chat that it's basically, yeah, still doing way too much damage, especially if you play the Shrednado variant where you do hurricanes and you do normal shred after hitting stuff with the twisters to stack your poison. And look at here, like he just hits for like 200 with every hit. And yeah, it's just still pretty busted. Like Shred has been nerfed like 3 times, but it's still like doing hundreds of millions, sometimes even billions of damage, as far as I heard. And nobody really knows exactly how that's how it's causing it. But people have apparently found a way also to keep the bug active. But yeah, take this with a grain of salt, guys, because I have not tested this myself. I've only heard. So we'll see. But yeah, Shred, still potential, but only with the broken mechanic. And I don't really want to rely on this. So I think Shred is not a top build in the end. Unless it's still going to be broken, right? With various mechanics here, like Blooded Beast and like just stacking poison damage, basically. And they buffed the dot, right? So it might be even stronger than it is right now. And then we have a new build on the block here. This one is revolving about Dolmen Stone. Let me just... I think it's at the very top, right? This is a new unique for druids, and this is going to make a boulder build possible. And if you're familiar with Diablo 2, this one looks to be similar to the Hammerdin of Diablo 2, where instead of holy hammers flying around you, you actually have boulders flying around you. So whenever you cast a boulder, when Hurricane is active, the boulders will rotate around you and deal damage. We have some clip here from Blizzard. Let's watch this while we talk about it more. So you can see I played this on slow motion. But this is basically a druid casting Hurricane and then casting the boulder. And you can see the boulder is like rolling around him. And this has obviously tremendous potential for speed farming, because as you keep moving, the boulder is moving with you and is still circling around you. I have not made a planner with this yet. I might if I still have time, but this looks very good. Druid is not going to be my star class, but I mean, if you find this unique and you can target farm it, just like all the other uniques, we can double check which boss we can target farm, the Dolmen Stone. And yeah, this one looks to be really insane, and it looks to be very unique and fun playstyle. After I get my Barbarian to level 100, I'm debating whether I make a Druid. It's going to be this build if I make a Druid, or if I'm going to make a Shadow Blight Necromancer. We'll see. But this boulder is looking fantastic. And again, this is like slow motion, right? Like in real time, it's just like going brrr, yes? And you can move with this and yeah, just get like a lot of boulder juice going here. So that could be really fun. Let's double check where we can... How was this one called again? Dolmen Stone. This is Druid. Dolmen Stone. Okay, it's also on Duriel. So for Tempest Raw and Dolmen Stone, it's going to be target farmable at Uber Duriel, guys. So Boulder, Druid. We also have Pulverize, which could be pretty strong potentially. So lots of Druid builds. I still think in the end, Werenado, especially being able to get your Tempest Raw rather easy from Uber Duriel, is going to be one of the strongest builds. And then maybe one of the newcomers here, like Boulder Druid, has potential. I mean, it definitely looks like one of the most fun builds. But yeah, Werenado is not that, guys. In fact, just doing some like napkin basic math, it looks out to be the same or even stronger, and the power level of the monsters is gonna go down. So Werenado is still on the menu, guys. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely gonna make a Druid in Season 2 after I make my Barbarian. So I hope you're as excited as I am, and hope you enjoyed this overview. Again, all the links will be in the description. And I'll see you soon. GG. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.